Hello and welcome to One India. I am Akash. Welcome once again, and I'm here to bring the day two highlights of the Tokyo Olympics 2020. And well, let's start here with hockey. And well, day one was pretty good for India as they beat New Zealand 3-2 in the very first game. Unfortunately, day two was not that good for India as they suffered their biggest ever loss at the Olympics after a 7-1 defeat against heavyweights Australia. So yeah, day two didn't go as planned as well for India. Moving on, let's talk about now women boxing. To be more precise over here, when we talk about boxing, flyweight round of 32. And over here, I want to talk about Mary Com. Yes, there is a lot of riding definitely right on Mary Com as far as the medals go. And she hasn't disappointed in her very first match. She beat Magdalena Garcia of Dominican Republic 4-1 in the very first match. So very convincing one win there for Mary Kom in her very first outing. Now talking about men's boxing, and over here, let's talk about Manish Kaushik, who is in the lightweight. Well, it is pretty unfortunate for Manish Kaushik as he lost in the round of 32 his match 4-1 to Luke McCormack. And that was pretty disappointing for the Indian boxer. Now moving on into badminton, another heavyweight for India who is a strong contender as far as India is concerned for the medals. PV Sindhu. Yes, PV Sindhu makes a great start. She began her quest for hopefully a second Olympic medal with a comfortable 21-7 and 21-10 win in the group stage over Israel's Katerina Polikarpova. So that match also went pretty well for the Indian shuttler, and many are definitely going to be watching her performance throughout the Olympics. Now let's move on to table tennis. And when we talk about table tennis, let's talk about first about women's single second round over here. Manika Batra, a tremendous job by her. She beats Ukraine's Margaryta Pestrokova in 7 games. Well, Manika, who is currently ranked at 62, made a remarkable comeback after losing the first 2 games to prevail 4-11, 4-11, 11-7, 12-10, 8-11, 11-5 and 11-7 in the second round match that lasted somewhere around 57 minutes. So a good comeback there by Manika Batra. Unfortunate that on day one she crashed out of the mixed tournament. Moving on, let's talk about table tennis again. This time men's singles second round, and over here if we talk about Sainath Gnanasekaran, he lost his match after a commendable 3-1 lead against world number 94 Hong Kong's Su Hang Lam in the second round match. After getting the first round by, he lost 4 games in a row and eventually lost the match 3-4. Now moving on into tennis, not a good day in terms of tennis also for India. Sania Mirza and Ankita Raina, they crashed out of the women's doubles. They lost 6-7, 6-0, 6-7 and 8-10 to Nadia and Lyudmila of Ukraine. Now the Indians served for the match before being broken and lost a lopsided tiebreaker. In the super tiebreaker, they came back with 7-1 down and they played pretty well and made 8-8, but then lost the next 2 points and eventually they lost the match. So that was pretty disappointing for India also in tennis. Moving up into shooting now, and let's talk about men's Skeet Shotgun qualification day 1. Over here, India had 2 contenders, Angad Veer Singh Bajwa and Mairaj, Ahmad Khan. They finished 11th and 25th respectively on day one of the qualification, and the day two and the finals will be held on July 26th. That is Monday. So we have to wait till tomorrow to see how these two shooters from India are going to play. Moving on, let's talk about now women's shooting. 10-meter air pistol to be precise. Over here, pretty disappointing day for India as Manu Bhaker and Yashaswini Singh, they both failed to make it to the final, finishing at 12th and 13th position respectively in the qualification. So that is a pretty disappointing day for India as far as shooting is concerned. Moving on into the men's 10-meter air rifle. And over here, India had two good contenders, Deepak Kumar and Divyansh Singh Panwar. They were there, but they unfortunately were not able to make it into the finals. And they finished 26th and 32nd respectively in the qualifications. And this was pretty unfortunate for India as these two players will not be able to now get into the finals. Now, let's talk about men's, if we talk about men's double sculls. And over here, Arjun Lal and Arvind Singh qualified for the semifinals, and they have basically qualified for the semifinals after finishing third in the rapid round. So that is also a pretty cool and a pretty interesting way of, in terms of, if we say that how the team India has performed as of now, it is pretty good for Team India as they has performed. Now, if we talk about sailing over here, India had, in terms of women individual laser radical over here, we had a little bit of good performance by Netra Kumaranan, and she finished in the 27th position. And now there are lots and lots of great things that could be there in the future for this great athlete. And let me talk about one more. Let me just take 1 second, and I just need to correct one small thing. And yeah, so the perks of working from home, I must say. And in terms of, if we talk about India, so yeah, we were talking about Netra, and she, let me tell you that she is the first woman to ever qualify, first Indian in the sailing for Olympics. So a lot of riding on her shoulders also. So we will be expecting many great things from her. Now moving on into sailing only, and let's talk about men's one-person dinghy laser 2 race. And over here, Vishnu Srinivasan has finished on the 14th position in his first race. Unfortunately, because of rain, the second race was postponed due to poor weather. So we will hopefully see the second race tomorrow on Monday. Now, moving on into the artistic gymnastics. And over here, Pariniti Nayak was India's one hope, but she unfortunately did not progress to the finals, and her total score was 42.565 across vault, uneven bar, balance beam, and floor. So she did perform pretty well, but unfortunately was not able to make it to the finals. Now, talking about swimming, and if we talk about in terms of swimming, Shrihari Natraj becomes the first Indian swimmer to swim in classification A heat. So that's a big accolade for this young lad from India, and he recorded a time of 54.31 seconds to finish 27th in the men's 100 backstroke event. As far as women go, Manana Patel, who was making her Olympic debut, finished with a time of 1 minute 5.20 second in women's 100-meter backstroke, and she finished second of 3 in the classification B heat, and unfortunately could not progress further. So that was how India performed on day 2 as far as Tokyo Olympic 2020 goes. Now, if we talk about some international players who made this day their own as far as Olympic 2020 is concerned. So, well, Japan's Yuto Horigome became the first ever to win skateboarding a gold in Olympics. So, yes, skateboarding is now an official sport in Olympics, and Japan's very own Yugoto Horigome, he won the gold at the home turf. And good news again coming from Japan, for Japan, that Japanese judoka Uta Abe won women's 52 kilogram, while her elder brother Hafumi, he won men's 66 kilogram gold. So the siblings, they are performing pretty well and making their country proud as they are hosting Olympics this year. Moving on, let's talk about another country, Russia. So Russia has now entered the finals of the gymnastics with the highest qualification team total of 171.629, ahead of United States of America and China. If we talk about USA had a team total of 170.562, whereas China had 166.863 of team total. So Russia has definitely moved forward in terms of, if we talk about the the finals of the gymnastics. And well, day two ended on a great note for many countries. And if we talk about day two, China currently leads the medal tally with 11 medals in their kitty, 6 gold, 1 silver, and 4 bronze. As far as Japan is concerned, they are at number 2 with 6 medals, 5 gold, and 1 silver. And USA is at the 3rd position in the tally with 10 medals, 4 gold, 2 silver, and 4 bronze. Meanwhile, India is currently at 24th position with just 1 silver, which was won by Mirabai Chanu in weightlifting. So that was the crux of day 2 as far as Tokyo Olympics 2020 is concerned. A good day for both heavyweights from India, Mary Kom and PV Sindhu, both winning their first matches and dominating, not just winning, but dominating their first matches. Pretty unfortunate for Indian hockey team as they were defeated by Australia 7-1. That was pretty humiliating for India. But yes, they can definitely come back. As far as table tennis is concerned, Manika Batra is one player that everybody is eyeing for. So, well, that's all that we have today in the highlights of day 2 of Tokyo Olympics 2020. Don't forget to like and share this video, and if you haven't subscribed to One India News YouTube channel as of now, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can get notification. And every day we will be live at around 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time to bring you the highlights of the day at the Tokyo Olympics. Well, that's all for now.